Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my journaling experience. So I started my video right here on the balcony because when I do journal, I usually use this balcony. This is not Margate home, okay? This is Port Elizabeth. I'm currently visiting my cousins and my family in Port Elizabeth, and guys, I just had to come up here to show you the view. So just imagine that kusekuseni, okay, the sun had just risen. It's just such a beautiful place to sit outside and write down and do my journal. So without wasting any more time, let's get into today's video where I talk about my experience with journaling, how it has been, and just how I structured my journal, because I'm not necessarily a person who's used to this journaling life. It was the first time that I decided to seriously journal and have like a daily journal situation happening. And at first I was very intimidated because I didn't know where to start or how to start. But today I'm just gonna break it down to you guys exactly how I do it as a beginner journal person. As a beginner journaler. I don't know if that's a thing. Yes, and then hopefully I could also encourage some of you guys who have been thinking about it, who kind of want to, but I'm not sure where to start, or those who did start but stopped along the way. I hope I can encourage you guys to get back to it, because I think it is helpful and it is definitely beneficial to everybody to start a journal. So now let's get into the business of today, the journal. So what I did to make it easier for myself is that I wrote down, I figured out journal prompts for myself. Now, journal prompts are basically like questions or like suggestive phrases that kind of lead your journaling. So for instance, there'll be, today I am grateful for, what do I love about myself, what are my intentions for the day, whatever your prompts are. So it depends on what you are trying to achieve with the journal. I know that there are journals that are future self journals that are solely for manifesting the kind of person that you want to be in the future, and there are journals that are gratitude journals that are all about learning the art of gratitude, right? And then there are venting journals, whatever you want your journal to be about, okay? So for me, I just chose prompts that for the stage in my life just felt right. So the very first one is I am grateful for. And this is the gratitude part of my journal. I just want to get into the habit of counting my blessings, get into the habit of noticing all the great things that are going in my life. And the biggest thing about learning this art of gratitude is that when you know that you have a journal entry where you're supposed to write 3 things that you're grateful for, you kind of go through your day looking for those things, because you're like, later on or tomorrow morning I have to have something to fill in, which is great because you get to notice a lot more of your blessings. At first this was so easy. Like at first, for the first couple of days when I was journaling, what I'm grateful for was like a breeze. I still haven't mentioned my family members, all the great things that are happening in my life. But as time went by and all the easy stuff got out of the way, now I had to intentionally look for stuff that I'm grateful for. And it went from mentioning all the big things, like saying I'm grateful for my mother, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for a warm bed and a house, to going to a point where I started noticing the little things, literally the little things that bring me joy in the day. And it's been very interesting. And my second journal prompt is traits I love about myself. Now this one is specifically because I have this tendency of going into this little hole situation where I am super critical of myself, and I somehow highlight all the terrible things about myself, and I convince myself that I am a terrible person. So that's a big thing that I'm trying to work through. And the reason why I added this traits I love about myself, or I write 3 things that I love about myself, is to just be in continuous recognition of the great things about myself, to not allow myself to fall into that trap. It definitely is one of the toughest parts to fill in, because I just sit there and I'm like, what the hell do I love about myself? It's hard, okay? And then the next part of my journal is my intention for the day is. So the part where I talk about my intention for the day is just basically where I set my intention for the day. And it's not a to-do list type of thing, but it's an energy and a vibe type of thing. And it depends on it. I usually have a similar intention for the week, depending on what I'm struggling with that week. I know there was a week where I just felt like everything my mom said annoyed me to the core, and my intention for that week was to be empathetic towards my mom, to understand where she's coming from, to seek to understand first where she's coming from before I can expect her to understand where I'm coming from. And that was just because that's what I was struggling with that week. I know that there are times that, for instance, now in PE, I realized that I have this tendency of zoning out. Like literally, while I'm hanging out with my cousins, I will just zone out and be in my head and then just shut down right there. And it's very weird because I'm not usually a person that's like that. So my intention of recent has been to just be more present and really enjoy my time with my family, because I love spending time with family. And then so that's basically what intention is about. So it all just depends on my feel on that day and what I feel like I mostly need for that day or that week. It's usually on a weekly basis type of thing, but I do fill it out every single day. And then my next journal prompt is I am proud of, or that. So I write what I am proud of. I cannot tell you how life-changing this section of my journal has been. First of all, it's the hardest. I sit here for a good 5 minutes before I can realize or find something that I am proud of. And the fact that I write this every single day makes it tough as hell to find something that I am proud of. This is really great, once again, because for me, in my particular situation, because I have a tendency of just thinking the worst of myself and feeling like, especially in this time, feeling like I'm stuck, feeling like I'm not making any progress, I am not developing as a person. But having this section where I talk about what I'm proud of on a day-to-day basis really shows me, Ubuti, I'm actually growing as a person. Like things that I never thought I'd be able to do, I end up doing them. But it doesn't necessarily have to be big things that I'm proud of. It is the smallest, like not snapping at my nephew when he is annoying, but instead reacting to him with love and kindness. That is something to be proud of, especially if it's something I could not do in the past. Cooking healthy meals for a full week is something to be proud of, especially if that was something I struggled with. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is a great way to document all my little victories that I am proud of. And then the last prompt is this morning I feel. So this prompt is this is more of the venting section. Also, just because this break has been such a roller coaster of emotions. One day I'm excited, the next I'm nervous, the next day I am so scared, out of my mind, scared and anxious. The next day I am happy, I'm jolly, I'm dancing the whole time. So I really had to have this section. The next day I'm annoyed, I'm mad, I'm upset. I had to have this section because I'm experiencing some big feelings. Some big feelings, and it's great to write it down, to have it down, to look back on as well. When I read my past journal entries, I'm like, damn, that was a tough day. And damn, I'm glad I don't feel like that anymore. So this is the part of the morning where it helps me be aware of where I am that morning, to take the time to actively listen to myself. Yes, to take the time to listen to myself that morning and what I'm feeling. And it's just really helpful because it also helps me set the tone for the rest of the day. Anyways, that's my journal situation. If you are thinking of starting, it would be great to go through, I use Pinterest, so go through Pinterest, find the different journal prompts that are there. Think about what you want your journal to serve you with, and choose prompts that will be most relevant for you and the time and the place that you are in your life. And then also, it doesn't have to be fixed, okay? Because you are the one writing those prompts, so it doesn't have to be fixed. You can change it. Maybe 2 weeks you feel like this works for you, and then you change it. It's all up to you. That's the best thing about how I've decided to journal now. You get to shape what your journaling life looks like. Thank you to everybody who watched till the end. I really enjoyed talking to you guys about my journaling experience. Oh, wait. So, before I forget, I am definitely taking on Vlogmas. Please don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment down below, and thank you so much for your support.